I'm Aurelian, and I want to become the best Minecraft player to ever live. To achieve this, I divided Minecraft into 5 areas that I could master individually: parkour, PvP, speedrunning, building, and redstone, along with some sub-skills. The first part of my plan is parkour, which I've been practicing for several months and for over 80 gigabytes of footage. Let's go back to the beginning. Before I started practicing, I did some research and found some great resources to help me improve. Shout out to Wizduran for the practice setup and Legitimus for the tutorial. While building the setup, I ran into some mistakes. I accidentally set my spawn point on a command block that killed me, soft locking my world. More embarrassing than the mistake itself, though, is the fact that I managed to do it twice. But after finally managing to build the setup, I could start practicing on the course I would be training for the next month. The course itself was no joke. I had to complete 15 Neos on each side, 16 head hitters, 13 force momentum jumps, 15 head hitters from under a block, and 6 double Neos on each side. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Every time I fell, I had to go back to the beginning of the path I was on. But I was determined to improve, so I kept at it. After many attempts, I was able to go from finishing the course in 48 minutes to just 7 minutes. A huge part of this improvement came from what I learned through study and practice. For Neos, I learned to shift to the middle of the block and then sprint jump out at an angle before strafing and curving my mouse inwards. For head hitters, I shifted to the front of the block and pressed sprint and jump at the same time. To force momentum, I shifted to the back of the block before jumping forward, waiting 1 tick, and then sprinting. And for head hitters from under a block, I don't recommend using head hitter timing. Instead, use Pessy timing, holding down your sprint key and pressing forward 1 tick after jumping. Double Neos are pretty similar to Neos, but with a less pronounced curve. It wasn't just my own course that I practiced on, by the way. I also completed a ton of community-made maps on a server named Manicube, which helped me hone my skills even further. One of the most challenging maps I attempted was called Clouds, which contained a few jumps that I couldn't use head hitter timing on. Instead, I had to either Pessy or sprint from up the back of the block, with the latter relying very heavily on chance. Since I didn't yet know how to Pessy, I tried using sprinting to complete those jumps for more than an hour, but my luck-based strategy didn't show any results. I had never skipped a map before, so I was reluctant to do so, but eventually I had to for my own sanity. Later, determined to complete the map, I googled how to Pessy in Minecraft and completed the jumps with ease. Afterwards, I wondered to myself, why didn't I do this earlier? It's so easy. The same thing happened later with triple Neos, which I added into my parkour practice ritual. Now is time for my first insane map, the hardest difficulty of map. First step was to ask around as to what the easiest insane map was. Once I had figured that out, I started on the map and fell. A lot. But with a bit of perseverance, I managed to complete one of the hardest maps I had attempted so far. This, in a nutshell, was my experience in mastering parkour. I failed. Repeatedly. But every fall made me a little bit better, and with perseverance I gained the ability to complete the types of maps I now do regularly. As I improved, I attempted the Parkour Warriors course from NCC, but with limited success. I finished in 19 minutes, but the maximum amount of time allotted for the course is 10 minutes. I didn't let this discourage me, though. I'll keep practicing and improving at parkour until I have the skill to win the actual event. Oh, and by the way, parkour wasn't the only thing I mastered that month. I also learned how to consistently speed bridge and water bucket clutch. These skills were a bit easier for me to pick up, though, since I already had some background in them. To make sure my parkour skills don't degrade over time, I'll try to make sure to complete my practice course and a hard Manicube map every week, along with some brief speed bridge and water bucket clutch practice. So there you have it, my journey to mastering parkour in Minecraft. I know I still have a long way to go before I become the best player ever, but I'm excited to keep practicing and see where this journey takes me. Thanks for watching.